Let's listen to this. First event in Nyx.
So we've talked about Levski, we've talked about the Glacian Belt, but you're probably asking yourself, what's the new gameplay activity we're going to be doing? So let's find out.
Welcome to Nyx is your first experience in a new space station in a new solar system.
It's a mystery to be solved. There's things for the player to explore and look into. There's going to be some twists and turns, of course some combat, and if you're lucky enough to survive, maybe some good rewards.
This is basically a continuation of kind of our ASD storyline. So in the closing out what we had called our Science Run Amok storyline, we had revealed that ASD had been procuring sort of very black market illegal stuff in order to conduct their experiments. So this mission is basically going to be continuing on that trail.
So the Navy has learned that illegal tech is being sold in the UAE, and they're hiring Intersect to investigate. Intersect Defense Solutions is the leading military defense contractor in the UAE. So the Navy contracts.
They mentioned the Intersect Defense. I want to check something real quick. Throughout the last year, through 2025, they've been doing actually a good job of adding all the factions that they mentioned were going to be in Star Citizen 1.0. And low-key, I think they've made good progress on that. And if you look at the different factions we have, you'll see some of the names starting to pop up. So like High Point got added, Rayari got added. None of these people got added just yet. They haven't started on that stuff. Obviously, Ling Family, Covalix, FTL, Red Wind, they all had missions, but they've been added in terms of reputation. Shubin got added. That was already there, actually, as well. Here we go. The Council and the Mercenary Guild. So we've seen Foxwell get added. Citizens for Prosperity got added. There's Intersec. Hawkrow Agency got added. Bounty Hunters Guild is already there. Guys, with Alpha 4.4, they are actually going to get all of the Mercenary Guild's listed factions into the game. Say what you will about them not working on 1.0, but that's actually good progress in just a year considering CIG. Not all of these mission types are available, and there could definitely be other factions that are included in the Mercenary Guild, but they're about to complete this list. I'm guessing one of these gangs, the gang that we're meeting, maybe it's the Dead Saints, it's definitely going to be one of these groups. Drop Kings, Otoni, Horizon, whoever they are. Headhunters are obviously already in the game, but we've got plenty more of the Council to come in, so I'm guessing that's who we're meeting in Nyx. Let's get back to it.
With them a lot for doing various kind of military operations that they don't want to handle themselves. We didn't want players to be working directly for the Navy. The Navy just doesn't call up random citizens and ask like, hey, if you're free, can you fly a helicopter? I guess as a player, when you can think about like, oh, where am I going to be doing missions that are capital ship battles or large fleet scale stuff or military operations, that's all going to come from Intersect Defense Solutions. Intersect.
That sounds like it's going to be fun.
The source of the illegal tech is in the Nyx system and an old abandoned QV Planet Services logistics station that's come back online.
So they want the players to figure out what's going on.
So when you come out of Quantum and you start your approach vector to the objective, you'll be weaving through asteroids, going through the Glacian Belt, and slowly the station will reveal itself. Now this is an old QV logistics station. It's pretty beat up, it's pretty derelict, but there's some points of interest that you'll spot as you go through. So the station itself shares design cues from old Pan Am stations found in Pyro. This architectural design found its way over to the Nyx system as the system was being established, but you'll also see some additional design cues that QV Planetary Services were adding, so it's a nice transition architectural point. It's fairly skeletal in design. You'll see logistics yards and cargo yards, but also facilities pinned inside the asteroid, creating this network of facilities. You'll notice there's a Polaris near the main hub. It's not a normal Polaris. It's damaged, it's broken. It's not a standard corporate Polaris. So at this point, you should be asking yourself, who does this belong to? Away from the Polaris, you'll see struts leading to asteroid bases. Now these asteroid bases are locked, so you don't know exactly what's inside just yet. But all of this comes together to form the playground for the mission to take place. So not only is this facility unabandoned, but it's also under attack from a surprising but familiar foe.
Okay, are there like asteroids moving throughout this ring all the time or something?
From a
These shots keep
surprising
showing like this
but familiar foe.
massive field of stuff translating in the background. You guys see all this, right? Like all this debris. Is there stuff moving in this asteroid field? To be honest, this isn't surprising to us, but can you imagine being a person who jumps into this update and doesn't really watch any of the marketing and stuff and goes into Nyx and ends up fighting aliens without knowing that it's going to happen? Oh my gosh, that would actually be a really cool twist in a game like this where it still feels like it's so basic in development. Yeah, these look like visual glitches because I'm seeing them go through the other asteroids in the background. It looks like almost these snowflakes glitched. You see them? They're just intersecting with the asteroids. Watch. Oh, I'm in the way. Watch out. Right here. You see this? So I'm feeling like maybe that's a glitch.
The PU, the Vanduul.
So the Vanduul are a nomadic, very, very, very violent spacefaring race.
They've been striking out against outposts and such in the Nyx system. They don't really know what they want, don't know why they're doing it, but it seems like whoever's running the station is really pissed them off.
Vanduul raiding parties have been arriving in the system, and they're unaffiliated to any clan. There's small groups coming in and picking at them. But as time goes on, those raids are getting bigger and more frequent.
They'll be the scythes that you're familiar with, glaives and blades that we all know and hate, and a new craft for the PU, the Vanduul Stinger.
Just casually revealing new
You
ships.
will be contacted by some civilians on arrival asking you for help.
So at this point, you have a choice. You can either bug out, mission over, or join the fight. This will be the first time
You can just leave?
since the PU launch that you'll be able to fight against Vanduul aggressor ships.
This fight will be intense. The player should be able to deal with them, but they will have to be prepared and they'll have to come back in to fight off this initial wave, and that won't be the end of it.
After you fight off the Vanduul ships, the mysterious inhabitants of the station invite you to come on board.
Which Intersect sort of will encourage you to do because it'll help further their investigation against what's happening here, why these QV stations have come back online.
You dock your ship, you board the station, and it turns out the inhabitants here have a real surprise for you.
They also f***ing hate you.
The player will be immediately ambushed. These guys are not your friends.
Of course, it's not going to be easy because the people that are inhabiting the station are going to fight you every step of the way.
The fight will be challenging, but this definitely will be the warm-up phase of
Brother,
this mission.
what the heck kind of FPS movement is this, dude? They're in the
fight will
middle
be
of shooting,
challenging, but
and this guy gets like they're shooting. They're actively shooting, and this guy's like, "I'm gonna move."
Warm-up phase of this mission. This will be the players getting a sense of what exactly is going on there, who these new people are. They'll be in unfamiliar armor. They'll be wielding unfamiliar weapons. And we want you to get a sense that you are in a new place.
That's such a little leak right there. They're gonna have unfamiliar weapons. Immediately, you know the Space AK is gonna make an appearance.
In a new territory, fighting a new faction.
So after you survive this initial ambush, you get back in touch with Intersect, and obviously the question is, who are these people? Why are they attacking? Why are the Vanduul attacking them?
At this point, there's more going on here than anyone thought. The directive from Intersect is to explore the station and collect as much information as you possibly can.
Along the way, you're going to get to explore some new areas.
It's not just the space station. There's the disabled capital ship. There's asteroid bases nearby with obvious installations there, other forces that the Vanduul have been attacking. There's a debris field.
Explore the locations in any order you want and try to find out who these people are and why the Vanduul are after them.
You'll find new clues. You'll find ways to solve the puzzle of what's going on at the space station. And find out what kind of loot they have for you now that you've beat them.
And of course, this is a legally open station, so anything you find is yours to keep and sell, maybe even give to Wicklow.
Everybody groans.
This isn't just a one-time event, this is a permanent sort of mission that we're going to be adding to the game.
You can go back and repeat this mission and find ways to do it even better, even faster.
There'll be a different story and different flavor. Obviously, we can't have the same thing happen every time. There'll be other missions that Intersect will offer to you based on the evidence that you found.
Now you know the real story, and you can start digging and giving more information to Intersect along the way.
I'm super excited to finally see the Vanduul in the PU.
I'm excited to bring cool Vanduul ship combat to SC.
Players in the PU will now get to face down these awesome ships and get a taste of like we already have it in Arena Commander, where you get to fight the Vanduul swarm, and being able to do that in the PU is going to be, I think, a heck of a lot of fun.
The ship looks cool, the
This
Stinger.
marks a great milestone for us for not only pushing hard and adding great content this year, we're also being able to introduce the next star system and introducing the next landscape to tell new stories and add new gameplay beats into the ever-expanding universe. So we'll leave 4.4 there. If you're at one of the watch parties, please raise a toast to the great work that all the teams have been doing this year. And I'll be right back in just a few minutes to look ahead at some of the things coming in 2026.
So that's 4.4 content. That's the event that's launching with Nyx next month when we get into the game. I am hoping that they can use these space stations and things that they're adding here to create other missions and just general areas, much like distribution centers might be in Stanton, that can have different types of missions, you know? Like what they talk about with underground facilities. All of these locations they keep adding. I am still waiting for them to very, very obviously start forming them into the other parts of the game. The ASD facilities have been better. You've seen like mercenary and cargo missions spawn there, at least in 4.3.1. I don't know about 0.2 what the plan is or what it looks like. Or maybe it was just 4.3 that was the case. But I want all these places to still be locations in a sandbox. And I think that's what a lot of people are feeling when they say it feels like it's becoming more theme park than sandbox. They do talk about that needing to be the thing. They even kind of mention it here that they want to keep adding other more repeatable missions to these locations. But I want them to be places where you can just stumble upon and find things or trigger a storyline or a mission or get some loot without necessarily having to be drawn there, without having to trigger something or do something specific. We'll see how that goes though with 4.4. It's the first iteration of Nyx, really the one we've been expecting with the Levski and the Ring, but it is going to be missing the planets for now. So we're about to touch on that as something that's coming next year. But yeah, that's 4.4.